चक्रवर्तीश्वर सत्यनारायणम्
मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वम् अवस्थात्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारे स्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वायोगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वमग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादि तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण ऋद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नादः सन्धानं सगंहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकर्षिः निच्छ्रद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गङ्गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदञ्च वरदं हस्तै बिभ्राणं मूषगध्वजं रक्तल्लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्तेऽस्तु लम्बोदराय कदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितैयदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ जातवेदसे सुनवाम सोममराति यतो निदहाति वेदः स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्व आवेव सिन्धुं दुरितात्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णान् तपसा ज्वलन्ति वैरोचनि कर्मफलेषु जुष्टा दुर्गान् देवीगुं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसि तरसे नमः। अग्ने त्वं पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा पूश्च पृथ्वी बहुलान् उर्वी भवतोकायतनयाय शय्योः विश्वानिनो दुर्गः जातवे सिन्धुन्ननाव दुरितातिपर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन्मनसा गृणानोऽस्माकं बोध्यविदातनूनां पृतनाजितगुं सहमानमुग्रमग्निगुं हुवेम परमात् सधस्तात् स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वा क्षमद्देवो अतिदुरितात्यग्निः प्रज्ञोषिकमीढ्यो अध्वरेषु सना च होता नव्यश्च सत्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुव विप्रयस्वास्मभ्यं च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तन्तवेन्द्र विष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमभिसंवसानो वैष्णवीर्लोक इह मादयन्ताम् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Om Sri Sai Ram, offering my humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagawan, Sai Ram to all. Today is Aradhana Mahotsavam, which is a great celebration in the Sai fraternity. Since morning, we have been having a lot of programs in Brindavan. We started with Nagar Sankirtan in the morning, Omkara Suprabhatam, and then we had bhajans in the afternoon, and of course followed by Maha Narayan Seva it happened. And the evening today, the proceedings will go as like this. Today, we have a speaker and he was student between 87 and 92. He holds a bachelor degree in commerce from this very campus, Brindavan campus, and a master's degree in management from the Prasad campus. Venkatesh Prasad is an independent management consultant and a visiting faculty at Sathya Sai Institute of Ireland, Prasad, and currently based at Bangalore. He has got 32 years of varied experience across the industries like textiles, textile machinery, automotive, international trade, light engineering industries, and microfinance. His earliest things include as a COO of Credit Access Grameen Limited, Executive Director of Lakshmi Electrical Control Systems Limited, Director and CEO of SLET AG Singapore, and he is currently the Country Director for Garuda Foods Private Limited in Bangalore. I now welcome Sri Venkatesh Prasad to give a talk today. Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of my beloved Mother Sai. Brothers and sisters of Sai family, at the very outset, I need to convey my gratitude to Swami for having given me this opportunity today to be able to come here and share few of my thoughts on this Aradhana day. I would start right at the beginning about Aradhana day. The way I look at it as a student and also as a Sai devotee, Aradhana day is a wonderful opportunity to really rededicate ourselves to the Sai ideals and to the path which Swami has shown to us, and to carry on with a fresh initiative and enthusiasm and on the path which has been shown to Swami to all of us. So with this brief thought on Aradhana day, let me share with you few of the thoughts which comes to my mind when I am standing in front of all of you and going back over the last 45-50 years of my life. I was a student of this very campus, so even as I am standing here and talking, and I had this opportunity to go inside TRI, my mind went back 35-40 years back when I was a student here, and all the scenes flashed in front of my eyes as to how Swami used to interact with us, and how Swami spent so much time with all of us students when we were studying in this very campus. I would like to today, as I mentioned, share my thoughts in 5 specific areas which I thought is very apt for this Aradhana day, and to take home some of these teachings which Swami has given to us. At the first instance, my mind goes back 20 years before this. Somewhere in 2004, I used to live in Singapore at the time, and we used to participate in Sai Center bhajans and Sai gatherings. On one evening when we had gone for a Sai bhajan in a devotee's house, we had a bhajan session followed by dinner in their house. Quite a few devotees were there. So while we were all having dinner out in the lawn of the house there in Singapore, one devotee walked up to me. He was a Chinese national, Swami's devotee. He walked up to me and he asked me politely, since they all know that I am a student from this place and I have association with this place, and my family used to live and continues to live in Tirupathi in Swami's Ashram, Prasad Nilayam. So that gentleman just came up to me, the Sai brother, asked me, is everything fine in Bharti? I didn't know, I didn't understand why he's asking me that. So I asked him, why are you asking? He was silent for a second. So when I persisted, he just said, no, I had a very unique dream yesterday, that's why I'm asking. And he explained the dream. He said in the dream, he found Swami flat on the ground, and Swami was wrapped up in a cast, like when you have a fracture or something, you have a cast. So like that it was, Swami's body was wrapped up, and only Swami's face was visible. And Swami looked at him and just told him, send me love. This was the only message Swami gave him. So he told me this. I was intrigued. I mean, having been a student of this place, we know that you do not get Swami's dream unless until Swami wills it. So if he's got such a dream, I didn't understand how to. He asked me, can you make any sense out of this? So I kept quiet. And then that day night went by. Next whole day, because of my work pressure, I forgot about this. Towards the end of the day, I remembered. And then I called from Singapore to Puttaparthi, my family there, to ask, is everything fine there? Then they said that Swami had suffered a fall here in Brindavan that time, and Swami had undergone an operation and everything. Now just imagine, 48 hours before this, Swami has already given a dream to a devotee in Singapore, and Swami clearly gave a message, send me love. So the point which I would like to take home from this was, at the time it changed my perspective, because till then I was also very, very attached to Swami's form and everything. And the first thought which came to my mind as soon as I came to know about this was Swami's words, I separated myself from myself so that I can love myself. These are Swami's words. So somehow this thought came to my mind, and sure enough, after this incident, many of the discourses Swami gave from this very hall and also in Puttaparthi, Swami's emphasis was on these 2 points in Telugu. Swami used to always say, Dehabhimanam tagginchu, Atmabhimanam penchu. Reduce your body consciousness, increase your Atmic consciousness. So this was the message. Swami started, if you see the discourses after 2004, 2005, many see this theme recurring again and again. So this was the first message I thought, let me share with you today, where one has to go beyond the body aspect of Swami and connect to Swami as the Atmic consciousness which is there within us also. First message. Now second, as this happened, my mind went further back towards my childhood. I grew up in a small city in Tamil Nadu known as Coimbatore. Now Coimbatore was very uniquely blessed because Swami used to visit Ooty very frequently, and later on Kodaikanal also. So in the late 70s and early 80s, Swami used to come to Ooty frequently, and hardly 15-20 devotees will be there for darshan. And even when we used to go to Kodaikanal, it used to be a private visit of Swami in those days in 1980, 81 and all. 4 or 5 people will be sitting for darshan. I remember sitting amongst that kind of a crowd and having Swami's darshan in Kodaikanal in those days. Now, when my mind went back to my childhood in Coimbatore, there used to be a Sai devotee there in our area where we used to live. Now, this family was associated with Swami and very close to Swami from 1945, late 40s and early 50s itself. They were blessed to come to Puttaparthi so many times, Swami giving them interviews. And while today the entire Sai family knows about the Sai Paduka Puja and the family from Madurai has made it accessible to so many people, but this was one unique family in 1950 whom Swami in one of the interviews asked them to get a paper and pen and asked them to take the measurement of his own feet. Swami stood on the paper, asked this uncle to take Swami's feet measurement, and Swami told him, please go, and when you come next time, get silver padukas of this size and come. So he got it. This somewhere in 1952-53 I am saying this. And then Swami, in the next visit he came, Swami put his feet on it. I mean, he wore the sandals, padukas, sat on it for almost 10 minutes or 15 minutes or how much ever time it took for the interview. At the end of it, he gave it back to them, told them, go and keep it in your altar and worship this. So, giving you a background about this family. So, this was the access they had to Swami in those days. Now, this gentleman, he was working in a public sector organization where there were 3 layers above him there to become the head of the organization. So, in one of the visits he came to Puttaparthi, Swami just told this gentleman, the Sai uncle, that Swami will make him as the head of the organization. Swami, this uncle told Swami, Swami, there are 3 people senior than me. How can I become the head of the organization? Swami said, Swami will take care of it. And sure enough, within the next few months, somehow some things happened and this uncle became the head of the public sector organization. So he was overjoyed and he bought a new car, Ambassador in those days in 1950s. He put his entire family into the car and they started driving towards Puttaparthi. They drove not even 50 kilometers out of the city when the car just stopped abruptly and it wouldn't move even an inch. So try whatever they could, they couldn't do that. So they got down and came back to their house, asked the driver to repair and get it. After a few months, when the next opportunity came, they came to Puttaparthi. Now this is the second lesson. Swami accosted this uncle right at the entrance of the interview door and said, what do you think? Just because you buy an ambassador car, you can just sit in it and come to Prashanthi Nilayam? Swami asked him. And then Swami said, unless Swami wills, forget about coming to Prashanthi Nilayam. You cannot even step out of your house. This was Swami's message to the uncle. It was this, I heard it straight from this Sai devotee. It was another great lesson. And immediately the message comes to my mind is, not even a blade of grass moves without his will. In fact, there is something more deeper in Tamil which says, avanindri or anuvam asayada. Not even an atom moves without his will. So that is Swami for you. And this is the second message which I thought I should share today on this Aradhana day. Now, moving on to the next. Again, in the same city, same town, my mind goes back to another Sai family there. Similar manner, this Sai family also had the opportunity of coming to Swami in the 1940s and 50s. And in one such occasion, this uncle, again, the person whom I'm talking about, one more family, they had come to Parthi Shivratri in those days. Swami used to do Lingodbhavam. They had come there and they participated in Shivratri functions. And after the Shivratri functions, this uncle took Swami's permission, which was a norm in those days. Anybody who came there, they didn't just move, especially those families who had access to Swami. They took Swami's personal permission before leaving Prashanthi Nilayam to go back to their home. So this uncle went there and told Swami, Swami, I'm going back. Request Swami to give me some prasadam, which I can give to all the people who come to my home. They'll ask once I go back. Swami just told him cryptically, Istanle, I'll give. That is the message Swami said, but Swami gave him Padma Namaskaram, sent him off. So this uncle was intrigued. He came back home and they opened the door of their house. The photo of Swami which was there in the hall, Vibhuti was just streaming out of the photo, and the Vibhuti was like a heap, like a small mound, not few drops. It was like a mound, a small mound of Vibhuti was there. They were astonished, and whoever came to their house, they started taking a small paper, taking it, giving it. They have been doing it. Now they started this in 1950s. Today we are in 2023. They are still doing it. The Vibhuti keeps coming, the mound is still there, and they keep distributing it. The fragrance of the Vibhuti is so much that when you walk on the very road itself, no need to enter the house, you can feel the fragrance of the Vibhuti which is coming from the house. And those who live in that locality, they are so used to it, like a temple. When they pass by the house up and down, they just stand, fold their hands, and they pray, and then they go. Again, the next phrase which comes to mind is, what man gives never lasts, and what God gives never exhausts. Imagine from 50s until 2023. So this was the third message which I thought I should share with you. The fourth one was, again, when I used to be living in Singapore, I was heading an organization, and the board of this organization was very keen that I should explore business opportunities in Burma, which is Myanmar now. But it was much against my wish. I didn't have time, and I knew it was a very difficult country to go and establish things and start doing things there. But I had to heed to the command of the board, and I very reluctantly, I'm being very honest here, I had no intention of going to that country, but very reluctantly, I booked a flight ticket from Singapore, went to the airport and everything. And to showcase my state of mind, the flight got cancelled and I had to wait for another 6 hours to get the next flight. So while I was waiting in the airport like that, out of the blue, a Sai devotee called me and asked me, where are you? Today is a Sai Bhajan here in Singapore. I poured my heart out saying, I'm going to a place where I don't want to go. I'm sorry, I'm not able to attend the bhajans today. So that Sai devotee who called me, without any hesitation, he just said, why don't you talk to so-and-so? He has got a very good contact in Burma. Maybe it may be of some use to you. So out of sheer boredom sitting in airport, I just called, not even the person whom I know, another contact of this Sai devotee. I just called, introduced myself and said that I was asked to talk to you. And he said, he just gave me a name and number of a person in Yangon in Myanmar and said, see if it's useful to you, you can use it. I went and landed there, faced a lot of hardships. I got stranded at the airport itself. So many things happened. And I had gone for a 10-day trip. Within 1 day, I had exhausted all my leads. I didn't know what to do. My biggest worry was, what am I going to do for the next 9 days in this place? So at that time, this name and number which was given to me came to my hand. I just called this name and this number. The moment I called, I could hear some bell ringing at the other end. I just said, I have come from Singapore. That gentleman didn't even ask my name. He said, okay, you come here, we'll meet. I asked him how to come. He just said, you just tell my name, any taxi driver will bring you to my place. I thought he was pulling my leg. But that's what he said, and he put his phone down. So I walked out of the hotel very hesitantly, told the taxi person, such and such is the name, do you know? He said, yes, please get in. So he took me to a very crowded part of Yangon, and he stopped in front of a person who was dealing in traditional medicine, all this, herbs and everything. So I was wondering, how could somebody like this help me? So I went in and I got introduced to myself to that person. This gentleman, I have no words to describe. I have never met him before. He has never met me before. I don't even know him. We both just connected to each other in such a manner. So the next 9 days, he insisted that I should have my lunch and dinner with him. He left me out for breakfast because breakfast was provided in the hotel I was staying. Lunch and dinner I had to have with him, and he was so influential. He set up appointment for me with who's who in Yangon and Myanmar. I met all the top industrialists, all the top business people. And without my even moving a finger, he just arranged the meeting. He gave his car. I used to go in the car. They used to take me to a meeting. I used to meet all the top people, and I used to come back. And at the height of this meetings, I went and met a defense minister of Burma also through this gentleman. I didn't know what's happening here. I mean, how could somebody who doesn't know, whom you don't know before, do so much for you? And so one day, while all these things were happening, I asked him, why you're going out of the way and doing? He just said, no, I want youngsters like you to come and start more and more organization and enterprise in my country. That's why I'm doing that. But that's about it. He didn't give me any explanation. But I thought there should be something more deeper. So the 9 days passed by. And during the time I had lunch, dinner, he shared many things with me. We spoke on spirituality, everything. On the last day, when I wanted to leave, he said, today you come, even breakfast you have with me, you check out from the hotel, we'll spend some time, 2-3 hours together, then you can go. So I went to his place, we had breakfast together, we were having. So he took me to one room in the house which he had not taken till that day. Because he had shown me the room of his guru, a Buddhist guru who used to live, everything he had shown. That one room which he took me was the puja room in his house. Now this man was he had remained as a bachelor throughout his life, and he was in his 60s, late 60s when I met him. So I went into the puja room. There are so many photos of saints, sages, Buddhist monks. Amidst all this thing was one photo of Swami. When I saw that, my eyes were filled with tears. I knew that there was something behind this love and affection the gentleman was pouring on me without me doing anything for him. So with tears in my eyes, I prostrated, I did namaskar. We came out and we both sat for breakfast, and so I slowly asked him, there are so many photos there, and that is a photo of Sathya Sai Baba. I just told him, how do you know? He said, oh, that one. So he was saying, in his entire lifetime, he had visited India only once. This happened somewhere in 1978. He came to India to visit all the pilgrimage centers, both Buddhist and Hindu sites. So he started right from the north. He went to Varanasi, everything. He kept on doing. He arrived at Whitefield, Brindavan, this very place here. Before the Sai Ramesh Hall and all, Sai Ram shed was there in those days, 1978. He came, by the time he reached here, it was 10 in the morning. Swami had already finished the darshan and gone inside. So the volunteers told him, Baba will come only in the evening now. But he didn't have time. He wanted to move on to Madurai from here. And he had to go back to Yangon. So he went out this gate, bought fruits, garland, hara for Swami. You know, those days Swami used to accept garland. So he bought a garland for Swami, fruits for Swami, came and stood right outside this gate. Tri Brindavan was not there in those days, the old bungalow which Swami had here. He came and stood outside the gate, just waiting patiently. His patience paid off. Around 10:45, 11, Swami just opened the gate and came out. He was the only person standing. Swami inquired, blessed him. He said he's coming from Yangon. Swami blessed him, gave him Padnamaskar, accepted the garland, the fruits, everything. And he just walked out of this gate, went and bought that one photo, went to Madurai, came back to Yangon, framed that photo, and that was there in his altar. That was his only association with Swami. But for me, it made a very deep impact. I understood the meaning of the word, my presence shall go before thee. Here I was very reluctant to enter a country I didn't want to do. I was against all my wishes, I went. But Swami had already reached there. And he was sitting there very much, and through this wonderful human being, he took care of me so much and opened up all the doors for me and made my trip very much fruitful. So here again the message which comes to my mind is, Swami, while talking and Kasturi Garu translating Swami used, it's there in Loving God, the book. Swami saying, making the statement, "Ee prapanchame na illu." When Swami made the statement in Telugu, Professor Kasturi Garu translated it as, "This entire world is my mansion." Swami stopped him and said, "World kadu, this entire cosmos, universe is my mansion." So that was the exact thing which came to my mind, that wherever you go, and sure enough, my job took me to the most remotest corners of this world, and I have never missed feeling Swami's presence wherever I went. And the last one I would like to share is COVID in the last 2-3 years, and everybody went through this pandemic. It was such a very, very stressful time for everybody all across the globe. A similar incident happened in the year 2000, 2001, around the time. It was called as SARS, S-A-R-S. Very similar to COVID, it happened in 2000, 2001. Luckily, India escaped at the time. I used to live in Singapore. So the entire Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, China, were very badly affected. A lot of people lost their lives, especially in China, Hong Kong, even in Singapore, Malaysia, everywhere. And those days, my job is to take me to China. Almost 15 days in a month I used to be in China. 10 to 15 days I used to be in China, and remotest part of China. Just for you to understand geographically, I was somewhere just above the Himalayas on the western part of China. It was called a Shaanxi province. It's a mining area, coal mining area. I used to go there for my business and everything. So while I was there, I developed the symptoms of the SARS. Far away from civilization, far away from my family, my wife and my son who were living in Singapore, my mother and extended family living here in Tirupathi, up in the mountains in a remote corner, I started getting the SARS symptoms, breathlessness, fever. I was very concerned, worried, because China was very strict. They used to just quarantine people mercilessly. And even if I escape China and come to such people thermal scanner, and they had allocated an island away from Singapore where to be quarantined for 48 days or 50 days. So God only knows what will be the outcome once you go through this kind of quarantining in China or in Singapore. So I was a little bit very disturbed. I slept. So in the dream, Swami came. He came and stood in front of me, and he saw me gasping for breath. And then coming near me, Swami, these two fingers of Swami put this through my nose. Swami put his fingers through my nose and touched the center point between my two eyebrows. He touched here from internally, and then told me, breathe. I was struggling. I couldn't. Then Swami told me, breathe, little bit firmly. I tried, and then Swami said, Gettiga, do it more deeply. So I tried. Third time, Swami was very stern. Swami said, do. So I took whatever energy I could, and I took a deep breath with Swami's finger touching here, and suddenly I found a lot of ease. Swami blessed me, gave me Padnamskar, and the vision got over. I just got up and sat. I was drenched with my sweat. As I told you, I was running fever, breathlessness before I went to bed the earlier day. I was so much drenched with sweat, I got up and saw the time. It was 3. 3 in the morning, I went and had a shower, a cold water bath, and I came down. I was fully fine. Now again, here the message which comes is Swami's golden words. Why fear when I am here? So even in the most remote regions where nobody is there, when you don't know what's going to happen, Swami's guiding hand and loving hand is always there for us. Now, these 5 instances or 5 messages which I try to share with you, if you see, there is one common thread. All these messages, all these instances have the omnipresence of Swami very clearly coming through it. I would genuinely like to share today on this Aradhana day, maybe the message which Swami has been repeatedly telling us we need to take home today is, we need to first and foremost start seeing Swami's omnipresence all around us, in everything what we do, in everything what we see, and progress to a situation where we feel Swami within us itself completely. So there is no question of looking for Swami somewhere outside. I think this is the core message I think Swami kept on telling us right towards the end. And to my amazement, when I start reading some of the discourses in the 1960s and 50s, this message reoccurs in many of those discourses even in those days. So I think this is what I would feel will be the right thought to take home on this Aradhana day. I would like to end with a favorite quote of Swami. This is my favorite quote. The greatest adventure in life is to seek God. The greatest romance is to love God. The greatest achievement is to realize God. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful, insightful message, which Swami wanted all of us to hear today on this auspicious occasion. To continue with the program today, we have a musical offering by Dr. K. Vandana and team from Tirupathi. Let me introduce the artist for the evening. Sangeeta Sudhanidhi Srimati Dr. K. Vandana is a distinguished artist in the field of Carnatical music and is a jewel in the crown of Vidushi Srimati Manda Sudhanandi Garu of Sri Ivaturi Vijeshwara Rao Garu's lineage of music. Dr. Vandana, born to Sri Kottapilli Satyanarayana Garu and Srimati Shantakumari Garu, comes from the family who adores classical music and upholds the values and traditions. She is an A-grade artist of the All India Radio and works for Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's Sri Venkateswara Music and Dance College, Tirupati. And she is a lecturer in the Department of Vocal. Dr. Vandana is the most sought after musician, and her rich experience of over 3 decades and her unparalleled competence in the Ragam Tanam Pallavis has earned her name in the music fraternity. She has performed in various stages and prestige sabhas across the world with the great accompanying artists. Over the last 2 decades, she has been constantly training many students and has become a guiding light for them. In fact, the people whom you see on the stage behind them, all of them are her disciples. She is married to Sri Kolluri Ramkumar, an engineer by profession, and is also a mridangam player, who has been her pillar of strength. They are blessed with a beautiful daughter, who is the budding vocalist, sitting right behind her, Kumari Shruti Samhita. And today, Dr. Vandana will be accompanied by vocal with Srimati Vinjumuri Sumanagaru and Srimati Harichandana Venkatesh. On the violin today, we have Dr. Komanduri Venkatakrishna, is a leading violinist from state of Andhra Pradesh. He is also a A-grade All India Radio artist, and he also works in the Department of Violin at Sri Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's Sri Venkateswara Music and Dance College, Tirupati. The son of disciple of Gana Vidya Vachaspati, Vidwan Dr. Komanduri Seshadri Garu. In the last 2.5 decades, he has accompanied several stalwarts like Padma Vibhushan awardee Dr. Mangalampalli Balamulli Krishna, Sangeeta Kalanidhi Sri Neduniri Krishnamurti Garu, Sri T.K. Govindarao Garu, and many more. On the mridangam, today we have Vidwan Sri H.S. Sudhindra Garu, and he is also a top grade artist. and regularly performs in All India Radio, Doordarshan and other broadcasting channels. Sri Sudhindra was trained under Vidwan Sri M. Vasudeva Rao and Vidwan Sri S.V. Rajarao Garu. Sri Sudhendra strict adherence to tradition, innovative approach and adaptability to different forms of music has earned him the respect from all the quarters. He is the most sought after mridangist, performed in various prestigious sabhas across the globe and has received many awards and titles to his name. Finally, on the ghatam, we have R. Vishwanath, is a promising young musician, started learning mridangam at the age of 6 years under the guidance of his father, Sri R. Ramesh, and later underwent training under Vidwan Sri M. Vasudeva Rao, and currently he is taking the guidance none other than our mridangam artist, Sri H. Sudhendra Garu. I warmly welcome all the artists today, and I praise Swami. Swami, this is a loving offering that all of us are putting at your lotus feet on this very auspicious Aradhana day. Please bless the event and the occasion. Jai Sai Ram.
जय 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 जानकी कांत जय साधु जन विनुत जय तु महिमानंत जय भाग्यवंत जय 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 जानकी कांत जय तु महिमानंत जय भाग्यवंत जय 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 जानकी कांत जय साधु जन विनुत जय तु महिमानंत जय भाग्यवंत जय जय दशरथात्मज दशरथात्मज वीर दशकण्ठ संहार पशुपतीश्वर मित्र पावन चरित्र कुसुम बाण स्वरूप कुशल कीर्ति कलाप असमसाद सशिक्ष अंकुजदलाक्ष जय जय सामगान विलोल साधु जन परिपालकामितत्वविदात कीर्ति संध्यात सोम सूर्य प्रकाश सकल लोकाधीश श्री महिमानन्द जय भाग्यवन्त जय जय सकलशास्त्रविचार शरणजनमन्दार विकसिताम्बुजवदन विश्वमय सदन सकलशास्त्रविचार शरणजनमन्दार विकसिताम्बुजवदन विश्वमय सदन सुकृतमोक्षाधीश साकेत पुरवास भक्तवत्सल राम पुरन्दर विठल जय जय दशरथात्मज पमगामपनि पगामपमरि पमरि निपमरि सनि पमरि रिसनि पमरि रिसनि पमदशरथात्मज पमपनि निपमपनि पमपनि निपमपनि पमपनि निपमगा मापनि पमपनि निपमगमरि पमरि निपमरि सनि पमरि रिसनि पमरि हरि रिसनि पमगमपनि सरि गमपनि सरि गमपनि सनि निपमदशरथात्मज पशुपतीश्वर मित्र पावन चरित्र कुसुम बाण स्वरूप कुशल कीर्ति कलाप असम साहस शिक्ष अम्बुजगणाक्ष जय 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 जानकी कांत जय साधु जन विनुत जय तु महिमानंद जय भाग्यवंत जय जय शरवण भव समयमिदिरा 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 सद्गुण नन्नु प्रोवर शरवण भव समयमिदिरा सद्गुण नन्नु प्रोवर शरवण भव ಆದಿನಾಯಕ ಹರಿಕೇಶಪುರ ಆದಿನಾಯಕ ಹರಿಕೇಶಪುರ ಆದಿನಾಯಕ ಪಪ ಮದಸ ದಸ ದದ ಪಪ ಮರಿ ಮರಿ ಮಸ ಸದ ದಸ ಸರಿ ರಿ ಮಮ ಮಪ ಮಮ ಪಮ ಪಮರಿ ಮಸ ದರಿ ಮ ಪ ಮದ ಪ ಮದ ದದ ಪ ಮರಿ ಮ ಮರಿ ಮಸ ಪ ಮರಿ ಮಸ ಪ ಮರಿ ಮಸ ಮದ ದದ ಪ ಮದ ಸರಿ ರಿ ರಿ ಮದ ಸರಿ ಮ ಪ ಮದ ಸ ರಿ ಮ ಪ ಮದ ಪ ಮದ ಸದ ಪ ಮರಿ ಮಸ ರವಣ ಭವ ಸಮಯ ಮಿದಿರ ಸರಪೂನ ನಮ್ಮು ಪ್ರೋವರ ಶರವಣ ಭವ ಶರವಣ ಭವ ಶರವಣ ಭವ ತದನ ఏనాటి నోము ఫలమో ఏనాటి నోము ఫలమో ఏనాటి నోము ఫలమో ఏ దాన బలమో 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 ఏనాటి నోము ఫలమో. శ్రీనాథ బ్రహ్మకైనను నీదు శ్రీనాథ బ్రహ్మకైనను నీదు శ్రీనాథ బ్రహ్మకైనను నీదు సేవ దొరకునా తనకు కలిగనిక శ్రీనాథ బ్రహ్మకైనను నీదు సేవ దొరకునా తనకు కలిగనిక నేనాటి నోము ఫలమో ఏ దాన బలమో ఏనాటి నోము ఫలమో. సుందరేశ సుగుణ బృంద దశరథనందన అరవింద నయన పావన సుందరేశ సుగుణ బృంద దశరథనందన అరవింద నయన పావన సుందరేశ సుగుణ బృంద దశరథనందన అరవింద నయన పావన సుందరేశ సుగుణ బృంద దశరథనందన అరవింద నయన సుందరేశ సుగుణ బృంద దశరథనందన అరవింద నయన పావన 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 సుందరేశ పదని దని సని గమగరి సని ద పద సుందరేశ gari sa ni da pa sa ni da pa da pa re sa ni da pa ma gari sa gari ga ma pa ma ni da pa ma pa da pa ri ga ma pa da pa sa ni da pa da pa ma pa da pa ma ni da pa da ma ni da pa da pa ma pa da pa da pa ma pa da pa da pa ma pa da pa ri ga ma pa da pa ma pa da pa ma pa da pa ma ni da pa ma pa da ga da da pa ma pa da pa ma ga ri sa ri ga ma pa da pa da ni sa ri sa ni sa ri sa ni sa ga ri sa ni sa ri sa ni sa ri ga ri sa ni ga ri ga sa ri ni ri sa ni da ma pa da pa da ni da ni sa ni sa ri ga ma ri ga sa ri ni ga ga ri sa ni da pa ma ga ri ga ma pa da pa ma pa da ni sa ni ga ri sa ni sa ri वद सुन्दरेश सुगुण बृन्द दशरथनन्दन अरविन्द नयन पावन अंदगाड त्यागराजनूत अंदगाड त्यागराजनूत सुखमनुभव्यूत दोरिगेरा भलितन अंदगाड त्यागराजनूत सुखमनुभव्यूत दोरिगेरा भलितनके नाटिनो फलमो ए दान बलमो ए नाटिनो फलमो गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण 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 जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण 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 जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण 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 जय कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण 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 जय गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माई मेरा मन विहारी गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माई मेरा मन विहारी मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माई मेरा मन विहारी गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माई मेरा मन विहारी मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण 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 जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण 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 जय गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माई मेरा मन विहारी गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माई मेरा मन विहारी मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी గోపాల బాల రాధా కృష్ణ జై గోపాల బాల బాల రాధా కృష్ణ జై గోపాల బాల బాల రాధా కృష్ణ జై గోపాల బాల బాల రాధా కృష్ణ జై గోవింద కృష్ణ జై గోపాల కృష్ణ జై గోపాల బాల బాల రాధా కృష్ణ జై గోవింద కృష్ణ జై గోపాల కృష్ణ జై గోపాల బాల బాల రాధా కృష్ణ జై రారా చిన్నన్న రారా చిన్నన్న రారోరి చిన్నవాడ రారా ముద్దులాడ రారోరి బాలకృష్ణ రారా కృష్ణ రారా ముద్దులాడ రారోరి బాలకృష్ణ రారా చిన్నన్న రారోరి చిన్నవాడ రారా ముద్దులాడ రారోరి బాలకృష్ణ రారా చిన్నన్న రారోరి చిన్నవాడ రారా ముద్దులాడ రారోరి బాలకృష్ణ రారా కృష్ణ రారా హిందీ చూపుల గిలిగించి ఆలమంద గొల్లెతల మరిగించి సందడి వలపించి జవరాండ్ర విందవైన ఎట్టి వేడుక కాడ రారా చిన్నన్న రారో చిన్నవాడ రారా ముద్దులాడ రారోరి బాలకృష్ణ రారా కృష్ణ రారా మొదలు మాటలనే మొనగుచు భూమి సుదతుల సిగ్గులు చూరాడి చిదుగు చేతలనే చండకుచు ముద్దు పెదవి చవులు చూపిన జానకాడ రారా చిన్నన్న రారోరి చిన్నవాడ రారా ముద్దులాడ రారోరి బాలకృష్ణ రారా కలికితనముననే కరగించి కాచే చెలుల కాగిటనే చలగి లలనామణి అయిన లక్కి మమతల చుక లలనామణి అయిన जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान अमित पराक्रम मारुति नाम अमित पराक्रम मारुति नाम अजित महाकृति अति सुखधाम अजित महाकृति अति सुखधाम श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान लक्ष्मण जीवन कारण वीरा लक्ष्मण जीवन कारण वीरा लंघित सागर शुचिमति धीरा लंघित सागर शुचिमति धीरा श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान सीता शोक विनाशन चतुरा सीता शोक विनाशन चतुरा सुंदर शुभकर जयंकर सुंदर शुभकर जयंकर श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय कपिवर बहुबलवान शमय चिरंतन दमय पुरातन शमय चिरंतन दमय पुरातन सच्चिदानंद कृतिभान सच्चिदानंद कृतिभान श्री हनुमान mention that this bhajan is written by my cousin Shri K.V. Isan Murthy Garu, who is an ardent disciple of devotee of Shri Swami Varu, and this is musically composed by Shri Naga Sai Garu and music arranged by Shri Rishabh Nair, and I've got the opportunity to sing this bhajan in one of Swami's albums last year. I'm grateful to all of you for giving me this opportunity, and I'll be concluding with a very small bhajan which was written by Shri Chandrasekharendra Swami Varu for world peace. मैत्रीं भजत अखिलः जेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलः जेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलः जेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलः जेत्रीं आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत
చూడలేవు. దేని వలన కన్నులు చూడగలుగుతున్నదో అది దైవం.
What the eyes cannot see and what can see the eyes, that is God.
యథో వాచో దివత్తంతే అప్రాప్య మనసా సహా. వాక్కు చేత కానీ మనశ్చేత కానీ వర్ణించుటకు వీలు కానటువంటిది దైవత్వం.
That which cannot be described by word of mouth, that which cannot be grasped by the mind, that is divinity and that is God.
అప్రమేయుడు దైవము. ఎట్టి ప్రమాణములకు కూడాను దొరకనటువంటి వాడు.
God is one who cannot be measured by any measure as such.
అద్వితీయుడు దైవము.
God is one for whom there is no comparison at all.
ఏకోహం బహుశ్యాం. తాను తన సంకల్పము చేతనే అనేక రూపములు ధరించుచున్నాడు.
By his own will, he is manifesting himself in different forms.
అనేక రూపములు ధరించినటువంటి దైవత్వాన్ని గుర్తించే నిమిత్తమై తానే ప్రజలకు కర్మ, భక్తి, ఉపాసన మార్గముల ద్వారా తత్వం యొక్క విజ్ఞానం చేత తన్ను తాను తెలుసుకోమని బోధిస్తూ వచ్చాడు.
In order to make people realize God who is not measurable and who cannot be defined, he, through the principles of Tattvam Asi and through the path of karma, devotion and knowledge, is
అనేకత్వంలో ఉండినటువంటి ఏకత్వాన్ని గుర్తించమని బోధించాడు.
He has taught them to see unity in diversity.
దృశ్యకల్పితమైన జగత్ అంతయుకుడును తన యొక్క ప్రతిబింబం అనేటువంటి యొక్క సత్యాన్ని గుర్తించమని బోధించాడు.
He has also taught that the manifested world is only a reflection of himself.
కానీ మానవుడు తన స్వస్వరూపాన్ని తాను మరచి దేహేంద్రియములే తానుగా భావించి ఆ దేహేంద్రియం యొక్క సుఖ సంతోషం ప్రపంచంలోని ప్రతి మానవుడు కూడాను ఏదో ఒక విధమైనటువంటి యొక్క మార్గములో అకుంఠిత ఆనందమును ఆశిస్తూ వస్తున్నాడు.
Every living being, every human being on earth is struggling to derive joy and bliss in some form or the other.
ఇట్టి ఆనందమును పొందే నిమిత్తమే అహోరాత్రములు తాను ఆరాటంతో పోరాటం సలుపుతున్నాడు.
In order to obtain such delight and joy, he is making a reckless struggle throughout the day and life.
కానీ అట్టి పవిత్రమైన ఆనందాన్ని నోచుకోలేకపోతున్నాడు. కారణం ఏమిటి?
But unfortunately, he has not been able to obtain that delight. What is the reason for this?
ఆనందం అన్నది ఎక్కడ ఉన్నది?
Where does delight exist?
ఆనందం అంటే దాని స్వరూప స్వభావం ఏమిటి?
What is the nature and form of such joy?
అనేటువంటి సత్యత్వాన్ని తాను గుర్తించుకోలేక కేవలం ఆనందము ఆనందము అని చెప్పని మూర్ఖమైనటువంటి విశ్వాసం చేత ఆనందాన్ని ఆశించడమే దీని యొక్క తప్పు మార్గం.
Not realizing this particular truth, he is only thinking of joy and searching in an ignorant way.
ఆనందము దృశ్యకల్పితమైన జగత్తునందు కానీ వస్తువాహనాదుల ఎందు కానీ భోగ భాగ్యములు ఎందు కానీ దారా పుత్రాదులు ఎందు కానీ మనకు కనిపించదు.
Joy cannot be found in the manifested world, either in things or in the family, in the sons, in the daughters, and in any comforts which you can obtain in the world.
ఏ ఆనందాన్ని మానవుడు ఆశిస్తున్నాడో అభిలషిస్తున్నాడో ఆ ఆనందమే తన స్వరూపమైనప్పుడు ఇంకా ఆనందం వేరుగా ఎక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది?
When the joy and delight which he is seeking relentlessly is his own nature, where can he search that outside of him?
తనను తాను గుర్తించడమే నిజమైన ఆనందం.
Recognizing his own real nature is true ananda.
తనను తాను తెలుసుకోవటమే నిజమైన ఆనందం.
Realizing who he really is itself is joy.
ఈనాటి మానవులకు యుక్తి ధీశక్తులు మితిమీరిపోతున్నవి.
Intelligence and cleverness are increasingly accumulated by the man of today.
ఈ యుక్తుల చేత కానీ ధీశక్తుల చేత కానీ పాండిత్యం చేత కానీ భగవంతుని ఏమాత్రం కూడా పొందలేరు.
By intelligence, cleverness and scholarship, God cannot be obtained.
కేవలం ఒక నిర్మల నిశ్చల నిస్వార్థమైనటువంటి యొక్క భక్తి ప్రపత్తులకు మాత్రమే భగవంతుడు లభిస్తాడు.
Only for pure selfless love God yields, God
అది పరిపూర్ణ ప్రేమకి పరమాత్ముడు లభ్యమవుతాడు.
Only for full and complete love, God becomes accessible.
కనుక ఈనాడు మనం అభివృద్ధిగా ఆవించుకోవాల్సినటువంటిది పరిపూర్ణ భక్తి.
So today what we have to develop is complete love, devotion.
కేవలం కష్టముల సమయం నందు, నష్టముల యందు, విచారముల యందు భగవంతుని మాత్రమే స్మరించి ఆనంద సౌఖ్య సంతోషముల సమయం నందు భగవంతుని విస్మరించడం కాదు మన యొక్క భక్తి ప్రపత్తి.
Correct devotion is not remembering God and praying to God only in times of difficulties and problems and anxieties, and not remembering God at time when we are having all the pleasures.
మనము ఎట్టి హృదయంతో భగవంతుని ప్రార్థిస్తామో, ఎట్టి భావంతో భగవంతుని చింతిస్తామో అట్టి ఫలితమే మనకు లభ్యమవుతుంటాయి.
With whatever feeling in our heart we pray to God, with whatever approach we approach God, we get the same result from God.
మన కర్మను పట్టే ఫలితం కూడా ఉంటుంటుంది.
The fruits of the action depend upon the action itself.
మన భక్తిని పట్టే శక్తి మనకు లభిస్తుంది.
The power that we get depends upon the type of devotion that we have.
పార్ట్ టైం భక్తిలో మనము ప్రయత్నం చేయటము, ఫుల్ టైం ప్రేమను మనం ఆశించటము ఇది సాధ్యం కాదు.
If we undertake only part-time devotion and expect the results of full-time devotion, it is not proper.
నీవే తప్ప నితప్పరం బెరుగా ఆ దైవత్వాన్ని సర్వకాలముల యందు సర్వావస్థల యందు భగవంతుని చింతన చేసి సర్వమును భగవత్ ప్రీత్యార్థంగా మనం అర్పితం గావించుకునేటువంటి యొక్క స్థితికి మనం రావాలి.
At all times and in all circumstances, we should completely remember God and pray to Him. To that state we should reach.
సర్వత్రా నిండినటువంటి భగవంతుని ఒక్కొక్క కార్యము ద్వారా, ఒక్కొక్క కర్మల ద్వారా, ఒక్కొక్క మార్గము చేత గమ్యాన్ని మనం చేరటమే.
It is reaching God who is all pervasive through particular action, particular means and a particular
ఈ భక్తికి
method.
కూడాను 9 విధ మార్గములు ఉంటున్నవి.
Devotion is 9 types.
శ్రవణం, కీర్తనం, విష్ణు స్మరణం, పాదసేవనం, వందనం, అర్చనం, దాస్యం, స్నేహమాత్మ నివేదనం. ఇన్ని మార్గములు యందు ఏ ఒక్క మార్గములైన కూడాను పరిపూర్ణమైన విశ్వాసంతో పరిపూర్ణమైన మనము ఆచరించినప్పుడు తప్పక దివ్యమైనటువంటి దైవత్వాన్ని మనము చూడగలము, అనుభవించగలము.
Out of the 9 types of devotion, like listening to the stories, singing the glory, remembering the Lord, and offering the worship, and serving the Lord, friendship, and total surrender, any one of them could be adopted in order to realize God.
కనుక దైవత్వాన్ని పొందడానికి ఒక్క ప్రేమనే ప్రధానమైనటువంటి రాజమార్గం.
In order to reach God, love is the right royal path.
అట్లని పవిత్రమైనటువంటి గ్రంథములు చదవనక్కర్లేదని చెప్పటం లేదు.
It doesn't mean that one should not read scriptures and sacred texts.
గ్రంథములు చదవవచ్చు,
Sacred texts could be read.
పెద్దల యొక్క స్వాఖ్యములు మనం శ్రవణము చేయవచ్చును.
We have to listen to the messages of great
కానీ
men.
చదివినంత మాత్రమున విన్నంత మాత్రమున ప్రయోజనం లేదు.
By merely reading and listening, we are not going to achieve
ఏ
anything.
ఒకటి రెండైనా కూడా మనం ఆచరణ యందు ఉంచినప్పుడే అవి సార్థకమవుతాయి.
Only when we practice 1 or 2 of them, it is sanctified.
నిత్యానిత్య విషయ పరిశీలన చేయటేటువంటి యొక్క విజ్ఞానం వాళ్ళలో శూన్యమైపోతుండాలి.
Today man is losing the power of discrimination.
తెలివితేటలు పెరుగుతున్నాయి కానీ గుణం తరిగిపోతుండాలి.
Cleverness and intelligence, they are growing, but virtues and qualities
కనుక
are
తెలివితేటలు
declining.
కాదు మనకు ప్రధానము,
Cleverness and intelligence are not
పవిత్రమైనటువంటి
important.
గుణం మనకు ఆధారము.
Sacred qualities and virtues which are
గుణమును
important.
పట్టే మన స్థలం నిలుస్తుంటాది.
It is based upon the virtues and qualities you
కనుక
get your
నీవు దైవ
position.
స్థానంలో ఉండినటువంటి వాడు దైవ గుణాన్ని పెంచుకోవాలి.
A person who wants to attain state of divinity has to develop qualities
దీనిని
of divinity.
ప్రయత్నపూర్వకంగా మీరు సాధించడానికి పూనుకోండి. ప్రథమ జన్మలో క్రమక్రమేణా ఇంకా రాబోయేటువంటి యొక్క పవిత్రమైనటువంటి భావాలను మీ హృదయంలో భద్రం చేసుకోవడానికి వీలవుతుంది.
In the first instance, when you develop these good qualities and virtues in your heart, gradually you will be able to develop good way to reach the goal.
పాత్రలో ఏమేమో నింపుకొని మంచి పదార్థాలు దాంట్లో నింపుకోవాలంటే అది వీలు కాదు.
If you have filled the vessel with all sorts of undesirable things, there is no room left for desirable
మొట్టమొదట ఆ
things.
పాత్రను ఖాళీ చేయండి.
Empty the vessel first.
తరువాత నింపుకుపోయేటువంటి పవిత్రమైన భావాలను అందులో నింపుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయండి.
Then only you will be able to fill the sacred qualities in that vessel.
దుర్బుద్ధుల తలలున్నా,
If your head is full of bad
దూరులు విని
ideas,
చెవులున్నా,
if your ears anchor to,
కొంచెం చూచి కనులున్నా,
if your eyes want to see bad
పంచల
things,
విను మన చెవులున్నా,
if your ears are fond of hearing complaints,
వంచిత కూడా చిత్తమున్నా,
if you have got a heart which wants to,
వంచే మనసున్నా,
if you have got a mind which is
ఈ
crooked,
వికృతులు చూడగానే దేవుడు అక్కడ నిలబడన్నా.
if all these things are seen, God will never exist there, he will run away.
కనుక ఈ వికృతులను మనం దూరం చేసుకున్నప్పుడే దేవుడు అక్కడ నిలుస్తాడు.
Only when you free yourself from these kind of bad things, God will
కనుక
live in
దేవుడిని
you.
హృదయంలో నిలుపుకోవటానికి ఇవన్నీ మనం పారద్రోలాలి.
If you want to establish God in your heart, you'll have to free yourself from all these bad qualities.
అదే నిజమైనటువంటి ప్రధాన ఆరాధన.
That is true worship.
ఈ ఆరాధన చేత నీ ఆధేయమైనటువంటి దైవత్వాన్ని అనుభవించి ఆనందించు.
Through this kind of worship, you would be able to enjoy
ఈ
God
ఆనందాన్ని
in your
పెంచుకొని
basis.
10 మందికి పంచు.
You fill yourself with this joy and distribute it to 10 others.
प्रेम मुदित मनस कहो राम 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 श्री राम राम राम. कटे दुख मिठे देत राम नाम. भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम नाम. भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम नाम. परम शांति सुख निदान दिव्य राम नाम. निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम. माता पिता बंधु सखा सबकी राम नाम. भक्त जनर जीवन धन एक राम नाम. राम 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 श्री राम राम राम. राम 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 श्री राम राम राम.
Swami for the wonderful message on the Aradhana day. What we need to do to indwell God within the hearts is we need to first clean the heart with whatever that we have and make a space only for Him to come and stay inside. So opening the door, cleaning the heart is our job, and entering, He is already waiting outside the door. He is just waiting for us to open the door of the heart. And thank you once again, Swami, for the wonderful evening that we had today and spending with so much of bliss and joy. It's time for us to give a token of love to all those brothers and sisters who have given us those joy today in the evening by way of talk, by way of singing His glory. Now I would request Brother Venkatesh Prasad to kindly come and accept a token of love from our side. Thank you, sir. So it's time for the wonderful artists who are sitting on the stage to honor them. I request Dr. K. Vandana to come and accept our token of love. They deserve a huge round of applause. May I request Sri Harichandra Madam? And Sumana Madam also. Varu on the Mridangam. And last but not the least, Sri R. Vishwanath on the Ghatam. We'll have now Maha Mangala Aarti. After that, Bhagawan's Baba blessed us today to have his Trayi Darshan post the program. So request all the devotees to kindly be seated, and we'll have Trayi Darshan after the program. First ladies and followed by gents. Now we'll have Mangala Aarti.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्परतीत आश्रित कल्परतीत आपद्बान्धव ओम जय जगदीश हरे पिता गुरुदेवम मरियन्तयुनि स्वामी मरियन्तयुनि नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप जय शिव साई महादेव सत्य साई महादेव मंगल हारति अंदुक मंगल हारति अंदुक मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Om Sri Sai Ram. I have some announcements. Day after tomorrow, which is 26th of April, Wednesday, is 39th anniversary of our Three Brindavan, this very holy place. So on that day, we have programs lined up. The morning program, we have 9 o'clock, a special bhajans by Brindavan Bhajan Group, and it concludes at 10 o'clock with Maha, Mangala, aarti and Prasada Viniyogam. In the evening, the proceeding starts at 5 p.m. with Vedam, followed by 5:15 p.m. bhajans, and 5:45 p.m. a devotional music offering by Srimati Sri Ranjini Kaushik and party from Chennai. 6:45 we have divine discourse by Bhagawan varu, and the program concludes 7 p.m. by Maha, Mangala, aarti and Prasada Viniyogam. Jai Sai Ram.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ता न्यायेन मार्गेण महेशाः। गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः